Dr. Jeevan Tityal. Along with me, I have Boris Malugan from Russia, Dr. Mahipal Sachdev, Dr. Sonu Goel, and Dr. Sanjay Chaudhary here. I'd like to invite other members of panel, Dr. S. Bharati, Dr. Anant, and Dr. Arun Jain to come on the dais, please. Now we have Dr. Mahipal Sachdev, who's going to talk about ICL as flagship for 30 years. You know that this year is the 30th year of ICL existence, and he's going to take us through that.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Tityal, for the kind introduction. Well, I'm just going to highlight the transition of ICL as ICL started, and most of us may not be aware that this has been there for about 30 years. I personally implanted the first ICL in the year 1998. So just as a disclosure, I am on the advisory board of STAR. So 1993 was the first implant that was there. The CE mark for the spherical ICL for hyperopia and myopia was got in 97. And then the toric ICL came. So first the first ICL that was implanted was in an army officer that I did for medical employment reasons, and that was a plain spherical lens. 2005, US FDA approved the Vision ICL. Then came the Centraflow. So Centraflow is something wherein you, as we all know, there is a hole in the center of the lens to give you the direction of the aqueous coming out. Then you had the Evo Plus coming in. Then you had the Toric for the US FDA. So US has been late in giving the approvals. I don't know, Boris, in Russia you do the same ICLs? Since when?
Basically, I think we sold the patent to STAR for the ICL in, I believe, 1986.
Okay.
Because this was two patents, one for material and one for design.
Okay.
And so for 20 years our institution get royalties for ICL,
great.
but now 20 years expired, and so it's on.
And now the latest, which is the Viva ICL, this is for correcting presbyopia. I think this is the launch today that is there. I'll just skip over this. You need to load it properly. This is how you need to implant. I am not going to show you the implantation video. The important thing is that the material matters. So they have a patent, as Boris was talking about. The EVO uses STAR's exclusive, which is called as a Collamer material, which has a history for over 30 years, which is something important. And Collamer is derived from two words, that is collagen and copolymer. And it also offers UV protection. It is biocompatible. That is the most important thing, that the material has to be biocompatible to reduce the inflammation, flare and cellular reaction which is there. So you can see the quality of vision after ICL implantation. A lot of surgeons are now doing bilateral ICL implantation, but I prefer to do an ICL implantation and check the vault the next day or maybe a couple of days, etc., and see how the whole thing is going, and then we go ahead with the second. But what is important is that this is the quality of vision that you get, the abrasion, etc., as Dr. Ramamurthy was talking. In laser vision correction, you are flattening the cornea or steepening the cornea, so that's going to affect the abrasion profile. So the quality of vision is something very important that you have as compared to a control eye and the ICL group. The quality of vision is pretty good. Now the material, as I told you, biocompatible, first ICL implanted in 1993, and the ICL removals have been few and far, but the first ICL was removed about 20 years post-operatively. Now this is the lens design of what the EVO was, and then the EVO Plus came, which is a larger optic zone which is there, and these had the two perioptic full thickness holes which were there, and then this is the toric alignment marker that you have in toric cases which is there. The important thing is that there has to be a flow through this particular hole, which is about 300 microns, and this has taken away the need for doing a peripheral iridotomy. Earlier, you would either do a laser peripheral iridotomy first or do a surgical iridotomy at that particular time. Just to talk about the various studies that have happened, this is data from 67 preclinical and clinical reports through October 2018 to look at the safety, number of papers that have been published. So the weighted average efficacy index was 1.04, and if you see that the accuracy of refractive correction was in 91% of the cases within plus minus half a diopter, and within one diopter, it went out to close to 98.7% looking at that. So ICL implantation, as Dr. Ramamurthy has said, is a viable surgical option for treatment even for low to moderate myopia, which has been shown. Now, if you look at the various complications that are there, safety index is very high, visually significant anterior subcapsular cataract you could see has not been reported. And now with the Centraflow, you can wash away the viscoelastic, which could at times cause anterior subcapsular cataract. Endothelial cell loss, ECL, is only 2.6%. That has been reported. Pupillary block doesn't come nowadays. Pigment dispersal is also, until of course the surgeon is pretty bad, that's something different. So this is what the various papers are as regards. Again, you are looking at the endothelial cell density, the time period of 5 years, and this is only 0.43. So this is something very important, that we don't have endothelial cell loss. This is Dr. Shri Ganesh, who talked about comparing the EVO, the femtosecond, and the Relax Smile between -3 to -8. And what he showed was that the highest efficacy index was in the ICL as compared to the refractive surgery. Highest safety index was also there, which is the post-op to the pre-op CDVA. Whenever you are doing high myopes or you are doing bioptics, the minification factor goes and the abrasions goes, and the patients are very, very happy. And there is no significant endothelial cell loss that has been reported. So this is basically a new paradigm, I would say, though it's about 30 years old, but according to various studies, there are now people who are going in for ICLs even for lower myopes rather than going on a corneal procedure, which is there. But definitely there are 100% indications. I don't do a refractive procedure today more than -8. And I don't do on critically Forme-Fusté or whatever it is. I don't want to combine it with a CXL and do a laser vision. I would rather do with the ICL, which is there. So these are just again figures to show. But the proven ICL platform has these many lenses, which are over 30 years, and it's a posterior chamber lens. And when you look at the patient satisfaction, this is much higher than the laser vision patient satisfaction, which is close to almost 100%, that 99.4% of the patients are happy with the ICL implantation, which is there. And so basically, to sum up, I would say superb quality of vision, excellent night vision, you don't have much problem, rapid visual recovery, adverse events are much lesser. Even if you have an adverse event of a cataract, it's much easier to deal with a cataract rather than deal with an ectasia, and preserves the cornea and crystalline lens, and ectasia is obviously not there. The other advantage is that it is removable. That means that you can reverse the procedure as a surgeon if you want to take this out. So this is all that I'll wish to say. And now you have the presbyopia correcting lens, which is an EDOF variety, which is the Viva, which is now commercially available in India, and a couple of lenses have been implanted in India. But as things move on, we will come to know the results of these particular lenses. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mahipal.